Hey cousins. Shout out to the cousins that went over to the community tab and y'all gave me ideas on ideas on ideas on ideas. Even reading your stuff and your ideas gave me more ideas. I sat here and got my notebook out. Listen. And I got 2 pages front and back of content. So it's coming and it's coming in hot. Let's begin. Now, I was still floating around looking for stuff, and I came across this podcast. Now, I got a question: how these little ass podcasts is getting these big wrestlers on their show? It's a podcast called Getting Over Wrestling Podcast, and they got 965 subscribers. Y'all, they got Becky Lynch, and she's saying some stuff that's pretty interesting. You would think would go viral. I'm gonna need to see how I could get one of these hoes on my show. Well, maybe I shouldn't call them hoes. That's probably the first one. I would love to interview Bianca Belair. You know what? That's a podcast for a different day. But my first one would be Bianca Belair, and that's probably it. That's I got plenty, but once I get to talk to Bianca, like I'm done. There, I don't know if I could even continue on looking for other people to interview because I got like 5 good questions I would ask Bianca. Anyway, that's not what we talking about. Hope y'all enjoying the content. Trying to keep up with everything. I may have probably given myself too many tasks, and when I feel like it's not fun and it becomes a job, then I don't be wanting to do it. But I'm determined to push through and hit the Patreon and definitely keep over here on YouTube fed. Okay, I got goals. You hear me? Anyway, I was over there on Getting Over Wrestling Podcast, and Becky Lynch was talking about creative. I thought she was gonna say something new, kind of didn't. Basically, what she's saying is under Paul Levesque, he is the type to play the long game, and you're supposed to see it through. Um, there's pros and cons to that. What's the pro? He got something written out and prepared for whatever wrestler he chooses that can take you straight into the next couple months. What's the con? She said consistency is the issue that she has with the bookers. Triple H doesn't have consistency. And the issue I'm having with him, outside of the various other issues, is he picks something up and put it right down and leaves it there for months and then wants to pick it back up and assume that you're still interested. You can't do that. See, the thing between him and Vince is like, I don't like that. Let's throw the heat. Vince is stuck in that Crash TV, Vince Russo type shit. Triple H want to give you all this long, drawn out drama. Mind you, Triple H is giving all the drama and the emotion to the men, and he got the women over here acting like they in high school. That's the shit I don't like. I'm mad as fuck about that. I think somebody in the back, and they must have noticed it, because somebody in the back tapped Triple H, Paul Levesque, on his shoulder and was like, you got this backwards and fucked up. The men are supposed to be mindless, muscle-bound meatheads getting mad over stupid shit, and the women supposed to be giving us the drama. We got a little bit of the drama from Bianca, okay, down to the Elimination Chamber. And we even got Rhea Ripley giving us the drama, finally letting this woman show that she got blood, bones, and a brain like everybody else. So Becky saying under Paul Levesque's creative that the viewer probably ain't on board for the first 4 weeks, but by the 5th, 6th, 7th week, you like, oh, then you get on board. So Triple H is a bubbler. He a slow burner. Right? You hungry, but he gonna put the meal on simmer. And then when the food finally ready, you like, well, I already done ate something else. But the food looks so fucking good that you want to take a taste. Then you're going to be like, oh, give me more, give me more. So she goes on to say it's important to listen to an audience to a certain degree. I do agree with that because some people just don't be knowing what they're talking about. Like, I know what I like. I like mindless entertainment. Like, I really think that Drew McIntyre should be swinging that Claymore at people. But he ain't, for whatever reason. He don't even carry it like he's supposed to. You understand? I think when the Fiend was hot, he should have took that big giant clown mallet from up under the ring and banged motherfuckers in the middle of their head. That's what should have been happening. But anyway, Becky was like, you got to use emotion to get the emotion from the crowd. Then she went and took us back to SummerSlam where this bitch came out. Looked fabulous, don't get me wrong. But then she banged Bianca Belair with a fucking what that shit called? A rock bottom in 26 seconds. Let me tell y'all something. That shit took me all the way out of SummerSlam. When she did that, I ain't have nothing else to give. I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I don't understand what the purpose was. It didn't make no sense to me. I don't like it. So this is what she had to say. She was like, when I beat Bianca Belair in 26 seconds, people were outraged. Good. That's what we wanted. When she was talking about Bianca Belair hair and stuff like that, people was outraged. And good. That's what they wanted. See, that's not the whole point. My whole thing is I wouldn't have been as mad if y'all would at least gave Bianca some defense. Like, let's be for real. Bianca being the dominant face that she was up until that point, and you want me to suspend my reality and say a returning smaller ass Becky Lynch, all she got to do is rock bottom Bianca? Ain't no fucking way. Had y'all at least gave us like a 10-minute match, 7-minute match, and Bianca would have got pinned on like some super rock bottom off the corner rope, then you had to pick her up and do a whatever fucking move where she do the what's that shit where she get your arm between her legs? I forgot what it's called. Where she do that arm shit and submit her or something. I'd have been like, okay, cool. But ain't no way this bitch wanna come off a vacation and drop Bianca Belair in the middle of the ring, and I'm supposed to be like, ooh, that's all right with me. Yeah, I was mad because that just didn't make sense creatively. Not only that, we just got Bianca had a historic match and won a fucking SB with Sasha Banks. And WWE can feel any kind of fucking way they want. Bianca is the only one with Sasha Banks to get y'all a fucking award. Y'all been trying to get Grammys, Emmys, Oscars. You got a fucking SB. Y'all don't even shout that shit out. Don't no other bitch on the roster got that. Not even Big Time Bex. And y'all trying to make it seem like Becky Lynch elevated Bianca. I don't see where Becky Lynch elevated Bianca. I do see where it dragged on and on. They said the same thing. Did they have a decent match? Yeah, it was cute or whatever, but it was not necessary to elevate Bianca. Bianca had already been elevated. What should have happened was Becky come back, Bianca dropped that bitch on her head, and we move forward. And then y'all build up some shit. Y'all didn't even build no shit up. Y'all tried to build up some shit. Had Bianca acting like a fucking female version of Rocky. Like, it was completely unnecessary, and I don't agree with Becky Lynch on that. Yes, you want to elicit responses and stuff like that, but you got to make this shit make sense. Don't just be doing shit because you just want shock and awe like we got at the Elimination Chamber. Bitch, don't get me wrong. I enjoy getting Cody Rhodes getting his ass whipped and the shock and all. Okay. Now I listen, Cody Rhodes the character. I don't want the man really hurt Travis fucking Scott, but that's a different thing for a different podcast. Okay. So Becky wants me to believe that in that moment it was important to not listen to the audience, and it was a greater good that came out of this. To be completely honest, Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch that happened at that SummerSlam and what went on going forth was not like a highlight of Bianca's career. Yes, Becky's big and all of that stuff, but it wasn't as pivotal of a move that Becky, would like you to believe. But it was a decent conversation for what it was. I just wanted to touch on that. When's Becky coming back? She didn't say nothing about that shit in this podcast. She just said, you know what? Creative is changing and how to elicit a response from the public when you're trying to tell a story. So basically, she glazed up Paul Leviskay and kind of lightweight, talking to people like they stupid. It was cute for what it was. Y'all go ahead over there to Getting Over Wrestling Podcast if you want to hear whatever else she got loaded up. But I saw it and I want to speak on it. So y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments about that terrible ass creative decision when it came to Bianca Belair. And I'll catch you on the next one.